I'm gonna put it in here. It won't hurt anything. Again, it's just a foundation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish that. Okay, now that we finished that one arch from yesterday, I'm gonna do this one more time. Okay, then I'm gonna have double crochet back. Remember, we're going backwards now. We're gonna do each row doing one single crochet in between for 3 rows for half double crochet. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and crochet through like I normally would on this one, because I don't want to use up too much of our time going over the same process that we did yesterday. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is finish this up. Finish this up, and then we're gonna build on from here. Okay, remember we have 3 rows of half double crochet. Okay, so I'm gonna lean off and I'm gonna get this sped up for you so we can get to some more of the good stuff that we didn't get to yesterday. Okay, so again, I told you it splits a little bit when I'm starting, but once I get getting going with it, it doesn't really split that much. And it's also splitting more because I'm crocheting away from my body so that we can capture all of this on the video. So I promise it's not my hook and it is totally not the yarn itself. We're going to count this. Okay, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so I have 12. Remember, I started with the 10, so now I'm at 12, and now I know it's right because it turns into increments of 2. And I don't know about you guys, but that is exactly how I kept up with making this top. How I kept up with what was going on with it. Increments of 2 on the side, and it went up in increments of 2. So that's 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet in the peak, chain 1, and then another 2 half double crochets. 1 2. Okay, and then we're going to keep going around, half double crochet, and this is just our second arch of half double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to lift up again, try to get some of this done quickly, because at this point I think you guys might have some of this down. Okay, go all the way down to the end. All the way down to the end. Okay, all the way down to the end. We're on that last stitch, half double crochet. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. That is that second row. That's all you got. And I'm gonna line it up one more time like we did yesterday. Okay, so once we line it up, this is what we have. Okay, so we just have that one. We're gonna need 1 2, so we need 2 more. We don't count that center, so it's 1 2, and then we do the 4 rows of half double crochet. Okay, so give me one quick second, making sure I have enough yarn to show you guys this. I think we're good to go on the yarn. Let's keep going. Okay, so we need 2 more rows of half double crochet, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're at the end of this row, as I mentioned before, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 1 chain. We're gonna turn. We only do 1 turn chain for half double and singles, and we do 2 double crochet, excuse me, 2 chains for a double crochet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the first one, the first chain. And the first chain is right here. Okay, I'm going to that first chain and complete a half double crochet. Same thing here. We're going to half double crochet all the way down. Okay. You guys should get this very soon because I believe in you. And I think for me, and again, I can only speak for myself, it's repetition. It is like the repetition of doing it is what makes it easier for me. The more I do it, the many times that I do it, it just makes things so much better and so much easier. And I notice when I first do things, like the first couple of times, it's not the neatest. Then after I do it that one time, it's almost like you work out the kinks. It's almost like you work out all the obstacles and the kinks, you know? And it's rewarding. You get better at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Remember I said increments of 2, excuse me. So this went up 2. We're at 14. Then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets, 1 chain, and then 2 more half double crochets. Remember, we're making that really interesting peak at the top, and look at those chain spaces. See those spaces, those beautiful spaces it made? That is very important. Okay, and then we're going to go 14 all the way back down. You also have to remember yours may look different from mine's. I tell people that all the time. Excuse me, I do like to hide my stitches, my tail from the beginning within my work so I don't have to tuck, because I do not like to tuck, if you can't tell. So yeah, have double crochet all the way to the end. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how, even before I do my next row, because my next row is a half double crochet row. Remember, we do 3 of those. And then the row after that, the last 4 rows of this cup before you put all the decorative edging and add on the abdomen. Sorry. Before you add that part on, the cup requires 4 double crochets. So it's the starting row of half double plus the back end of that row, and then when you turn it, you're going to do 3 arches of half double crochet, and then you're going to do 4 arches of double crochet. But remember, this is just to show you my video, so I am going to go ahead and transition after only 2 rows to the double crochet. And look what it's starting to do, you guys. It's starting to kind of arch in a little bit, make that pretty little cup like this one did. And I just tell you what, I love making these. I'm so glad this time of the year is back. Between this stuff and baby stuff, oh, I love it. I do. It's intricate, it's time consuming, but it's also rewarding. And then I can make the stuff that I like to wear, and the stuff that I like to wear is pretty awesome. It means a lot to just kind of be able to make it. So I really do appreciate like the intricacy and just how pretty it is. I do. Okay, so I am moving ahead and yapping. So I'm going to show you guys how that's done. So I finish as if this was my last half double crochet row, right? Then I'm going to chain 2. You know why? Because a double crochet sits higher than a half double, okay? So then you yarn over, you go into the same stitch as your chain row, and you do a half double crochet right in that first one, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a half double crochet all the way up, just like we did these half double crochets, okay? And we're going to do them all the way up. If you don't mind, I'm going to roll them out because, again, I don't want to make your video super long, but I want to build on this one. And then tomorrow what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll do the same thing for the rest of the cup. We'll finish the half double crochets. I'll have them only one left on my end, okay? And then what we'll do is I'll show you how I connect 2 cups without having to make so many extra strings to tuck in later and make your project way more seamless. I promise it's totally worth it because it's less strings, as I mentioned, and you're kind of working as you go. You have a better idea of how it's gonna look and how it's gonna be, and something about that, okay? So I'm gonna come out of this one. So I have double crocheted all the way up the side, okay? And then after I went up that side, I'm going to create that stitch again, but it's going to be in the big space that I made from the previous half double crochet row. So I'm going to do, split on me, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, okay? And then what I'm going to do is 1 chain and then 2 more double crochets, and that's in that same big space created from the previous row. And then in that very next half double crochet from the previous row, I'm just going to start double crocheting all the way to the end. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to do that all the way to the end. And once we get to the end, I'm going to stop our video for today. So that means now I'm going to start saying thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes to watch. I hope that the pattern isn't too awkward because, as I said in my last video, they make sense in my head. They make sense when I jot them down as I go. Because for me, I'm just used to, making them for myself. But again, I'm just trying to share so that other people can make beautiful things. If you manage to make some money and do something amazing with it, man, that's what I'm talking about. Sell those tops. And then also, if you make some of this stuff, you guys, it would mean so much to me if you would tag me or in the story or tag me in the picture and send people over to get, free, watch the videos. And I mean, man, watch the videos, share their projects, get the patterns also. So again, I would love it if you guys would practice doing that. Remember, I started with a chain of 12. I half double crocheted all the way up. And then when I got to the 11th in the chain, I 2 half double crochet, 1 chain, and an additional 2 half double crochets in that same 11 stitch. And then I went all the rest all the way down. And then when I got down to that back end of that row, don't forget we chain 1 and we start building around in arches.